I want to show you guys a clip just to show you how unserious Kari Lake is. Unable to put forth her own ideas, so much so that her entire agenda is just leeching on to terrible Trump ideas and pushing them as normal, because then at least you'll have MAGA support, right? And that shows, as she was asked about the border deal that was killed largely at Trump's direction because he didn't want Biden to have any wins coming into an election year, and she sticks to her guns of trying to push it as being not political and a completely just move, only to then crumble when pushed past a surface level with a follow-up question.
I'm sure you've spoken, though, with people at the border about that plan, and I've done so over the last couple of months, and the overall message I was hearing was this may not be a perfect plan, but we need something.
But it's gonna hurt them in the long run. It's gonna mean that we're gonna take millions and millions of people illegally continuing forever. And I don't think they realize how complex and how terrible this piece of legislation is. And frankly, the media doesn't go down and explain it. So when you ask, do you support a border bill that would have helped you? Well, naturally someone's going to go, oh, if it helped, yeah. But what you're not explaining is how it's going to cement and codify into law forever the invasion of our country by millions of people every year.
This is not only not true, but it's an exhausted point by now. Not to mention this idea of complete isolation, strict immigration laws that don't let anyone come, with lockdown borders that we're going to spend billions of dollars on. It's just not sustainable, and it's a waste of money. History shows you that borders, walls, largely do not stop migration. People will immigrate. It's about setting up a system that allows this to benefit both groups the most rather than to become a burden. And we've relentlessly covered the benefits we see from immigration, and yes, even undocumented or illegal immigration. We still make more revenue off of them than we spend on them. They still pay billions into Social Security and Medicare. And if we made it easier for them to get work visas, put them in better situations, made it much more easier to get in legally, this benefit that we see would only grow. People have this unnuanced way of kind of viewing the economy where they think if immigrants are coming in and getting jobs and this money and using the services, that they must be taking them from others. But the economy doesn't work like that, especially at a large scale. Jobs create jobs. Money becomes more money when circulated into the economy, and these things only help it grow writ large.
I wasn't speaking with just everyday voters, who I do believe are very informed, of course, but these are border mayors who are very clear about what's in the legislation and are still supportive of it.
Well, I've talked to border mayors who don't like what's going on, and we're not going to codify into law. First of all, this is a moot point. This is an absolute moot point and a waste of time, because it's a piece of legislation that they recognize was dead on arrival. It was poorly written, and it didn't do anything to secure the border, and it sent another $95 billion over to kill people overseas. Now, I'm not sure when you talk to those mayors if you said, look, we can send money down here to process people coming over illegally, because I've talked to Democrat mayors who are saying, we got to stop it. And those Democrat mayors, if you were to say to them, and also we're going to spend $95 billion overseas to kill people, are you okay with that? You want to spend more money in Ukraine?
So in her eyes, money sent to Ukraine to defend a Russian invasion is just money to kill people, but she has no issues with billions of dollars going to Israel to fund genocide. And look how quick she resorts to just saying, oh, well, it's a moot point. It doesn't even matter. All because she was asked one follow-up question that she couldn't defend her point on. She can't express herself the way she wants. Most of the money she's talking about wasn't going anywhere. This is dishonest. It was going to U.S. contractors to buy weapons off of them. Thus, the money stays in our economy, and the weapons then would go over. This additionally would create jobs in ammo factories, gun manufacturing, and other things such as. And it's why that you have to ask yourself, why was this bill dead on arrival? She's saying, it's a moot point. It was dead on arrival. Okay, why? Because Trump directed MAGA to kill it. Because he didn't want Biden to have a win in an election year. This is after even Republicans sat down and banged out this bill so they could have something that they thought was meaningful. It shows the divide that we're seeing on the right, where some, at least ostensibly, still want to cater to and care for their constituents, while MAGA only wants to concentrate on things that will give them power going forward. If you enjoyed this video, we're Social Society. We're a commentary channel influenced by politics, society, and the economy. We are pretty left-leaning on this channel, but we're open to our right-wingers as well. The biggest thing here is having conversations that get everyone to the bottom of the truth. If that sounds like something that could interest you, consider smashing that subscribe button, leaving us a like, or even commenting on this video. We even have memberships available as low as $3 if you'd like to support, because the only way we become a society is together.